Hey, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So, as you guys know, Season 6 is about to start here in Warzone. The last season before Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War and Call of Duty Warzone Modern Warfare merged together. And going into this, it's a big time because Season 6 might be the last time that some of these guns might be the best guns in the game. Because we don't know how they're going to merge these guns into the game yet. They're all going to be together, though. And I wanted to give you guys the big step ahead on Season 6 and do a weapon tier list. And it's kind of like my top 5 videos, but it is going to have every single gun in Call of Duty Modern Warfare ranked in Warzone. I'm going to rank it as like a competitive gameplay. So it's not for like fun or anything like that. It's just for is this gun viable, basically, if you're trying to get high kills. So let's jump into it, guys. Season 6 is starting on Tuesday. Let's do it. Alrighty, guys, so those that haven't seen a tier list before, you have your S as your top tier and your F as your bottom tier. So we're going to rank every single one of these guns in the game as fast as we can, because as you see, there's a lot of guns. We are going to rank them all up and put them where I believe every gun belongs. So start off, we'll just go right in order, guys. 357 Snake Shot. It used to be here. You guys remember that time in Warzone? That was not fun. I would probably have to put it at... I'll put it at D. I still think it's probably okay. Like, you can probably still kill people kind of fast with it, but it's definitely not as good as some of the shotguns in the game right now. 357 on its own, F. Deagle on its own. I've seen some nasty Deagle clips by Neo. If you guys know who Neo is, he's got to be getting the face spot, right? Like, Neo is actually insane. He's going to get it. He's got it. I'll put it at C. It's kind of been like it's kind of a fun gun if you hit headshots, but it's really not viable for high kills. Maybe we'll move it down to D. We're going to move it down to D. The 725 is pretty terrible in Warzone, only having 2 bullets, guys. I'm going to put it at F. There's just no viable reason to ever run a 2-bullet gun. So, AK-47 is going to fall into the C for me. I don't know why they have 5.56 and the 4 and just a regular 47. So, I guess I'll just put them next to each other. Oh, because it's usually a 7.62 gun. I didn't even realize there was different rounds for it, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna rank them right there next to each other because, in my opinion, it's just not accurate enough. It does kill really fast if you can hit your shots, but it's just not on that next tier for me. It really just isn't. CR56 AMAX is going to be in the S tier for me, guys. I know some people are starting to really find out about this gun, but this gun is elite, guys. I'm not even kidding. If you haven't tried it yet, go check out one of my past videos. It is one of the best guns in the game, and I can't even say anything better than that. All right, so now we have the AUG with the 5.56. I'm actually going to put this in a B tier. The AUG with the 9mm, I'm going to put in C. They're both decent, but this kills a little bit faster, and they feel very similar. So I would put the AUG 5.56 ahead of it. It just has a little bit faster kill time. AX50. I guess we have to put the snipers in here. So as the AX50, I will put that at a B. I think, in my opinion, it's the second best sniper, and I'll tell you which one's the best one later, but I think it's pretty solid. Has a good feel to it to me. The Bruin Mk9 is going to fall into... Ooh, it's a tough one. It's got a lot of nerfs over time for me now. I'm gonna put it at A tier. It is a very, very good gun. But over the time, I just don't think it's as good as it used to be. I think it used to be S tier, and now it's A. Crossbow's F, obviously, guys. Obviously, it's fun and it's a one-shot kill, but the reload time's stupid long, and it's just not viable. Dragunov, if you ever get killed by the Dragunov in Call of Duty Warzone, you should probably just uninstall. Straight up, it's not good. EBR-14, absolutely atrocious. Probably my least favorite gun in Call of Duty, no joke. The FAL. So the FAL had a time where it was like the submachine gun, and it was definitely an S. But that time has gone away, and it's kind of nerfed now. So if you want to run it as a submachine gun, you could probably keep it in like the B tier here. But as an AR, I think it has to fall into that C tier. It's really not very good and consistent with those. It's good for like a short to medium range, but in the long range, it's just, you can't hit as consistent of shots. The FAMAS. Oh, that wasn't supposed to fall. I low-key feel like this gun's on its way up right now, guys. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but like I sometimes pick up the purple, like pre-built dropped one out of the chest, and I kind of ruin people with it. So I'm just gonna put it at D because I really don't think there's ever gonna be a time where it's like consistent enough. So we have 2 Fennecs here, I guess. I'm just gonna put it both where I believe the Fennec belongs. I think the Fennec's a C level. It just runs out of ammo too fast, straight up. It's probably the fastest killing gun in a game if you're like in the same room as them. Like if you're touching each other, there's no other gun in the game that's gonna kill faster than it. Great hip fire. It's just not it, guys. I'm telling you. Moving on to the Growl. I'm moving the Growl to S tier. A lot of people are gonna say, hey, why do you have the Growl over the Bruin? But I just think the Growl, it has seen a lot of nerfs over the time, but it's still very consistent. The kill time's a little short on it, and that consistency is definitely viable for high kill gameplay. Alrighty, guys. So the HDR. The HDR is probably my least favorite sniper in Call of Duty Warzone. Some people are gonna call me crazy because in competitive Call of Duty, that was the only sniper that was viable this year. But to me, I don't like it very much. I think it's similar to the AX50, but it's like super heavy to me. And if you don't hit, like everyone says, oh, the body shot damage is so good, but how often are you killing people in Warzone with body shots? I mean, I'm going to put it at C tier. It's still viable. A lot of people like it, but for me personally, C tier. Holger 2.6. I'm going to put that in the D tier. It's definitely like a gun, like a light machine gun, like every other one. That's like, it can be viable at a certain extent, but it's just not that good. Joker, F. It's fun for shooting things out of the sky, but that's all it's good for. The Cali sticks. You're never really gonna use this for like high kill games, that and the combat knife. I'm gonna put them at D. They could probably make it into the C tier because if you have it on your fully loaded class at the end of a game, you can really dodge and weave some bullets, but I just don't think it's really worth using over a submachine gun other than that specific situation, which is literally 2 minutes of a game. So that's why it gets passed up on there. For me, the Car 98K is an S. I know a lot of people out there are gonna be like, you are an actual psychopath. Why do you like this? It's just so easy to headshots with it, guys. Like, I don't know what you want from me. It is a very, very viable gun, and you can hit that headshot. It's easily the best sniper. I know at long range, it doesn't do like any damage if you hit body shots, but if you still hit the head, it's a one-shot kill. So, in my opinion, best sniper in the game. Lots of flicks, crazy quick scopes. It's the best gun. Kilo 141 going to the S tier. That's probably the best gun in the game. The AMAX and the Kilo right now are hand in hand, the 2 best guns in the game, if you ask me. Yep, that's all I can really say about it. M13 is also going to go to S tier. It's just been the most accurate gun. Never has been touched really in Warzone. I want to say there was a secret nerf to it at one point, but I still think it is an S tier gun. It is very, very good and one of my favorites. All these pistols are going to go to F. We don't even care about them, really. They're never really ever going to use them. This is a tough one. I think the MG34 is going to go down to F for me. It is way too bulky and heavy. It's not a good gun for Warzone high kill games. Alrighty, guys. So it looks like we have 3 M4s in a row here. The M4, as everyone knows, has always been one of my favorite guns. And I'm going to put that regular M4 in the S tier. And then the 458 round is like the 10 round mag. It's gonna go in D, and then the 9mm, it's gonna go in F. There's no reason to run these ever. The M4 on its own is already so good. The 458 rounds, you can actually kill someone probably the fastest in the game with it, but you only get 10 bullets. It's unless you're literally perfect, you can maybe kill 2 people with it, but you're not killing anything more than 2 people with that gun. M91, I'll put it as a D. It's very accurate. But it just feels very lackluster compared to some of the better LMGs like the Bruin. MK2 carbine, that's gotta fall as an F for me. The MK2 carbine is just not, it's just not good, straight up. I think it's a one-shot kill in the head, but you know how hard it is to hit a headshot with that gun? There's so much bullet fall off. There's no reason to ever run it unless you're trying to make some crazy clip video. Model 680, if we're gonna be ranking shotguns in a decent spot here, I would put this one probably at a C. It's actually pretty good. It actually like one-shots people. It doesn't actually one-shot people, but it does a good amount of damage, and you really only need 2 bullets usually. The ground loot one's pretty solid in there right now, so that's where it's gonna fall at for C for me. The MP5 is gonna be S tier. If you want to argue S tier with MP5 in this Call of Duty, you're just a psychopath. I'm pretty sure the MP5 has been an S tier in every single Call of Duty that MP5's ever been in. So That's all I'm going to say. It's the only option as a submachine gun, basically. Alrighty, so we got the MP7 next. The MP7 is definitely going to be an A tier for me. It's not the fastest killing submachine gun like the MP5, but the MP7, it just gets the job done, man. I can't say anything better about it. I always run it with my sniper. My car MP7 class is like my favorite class to run when I run a sniper. It's great at the medium range, kills fast enough short range, it's very consistent. That's why it falls into the A tier. Odin is going to fall into the B tier for me. Probably the fastest killing gun in the game, but it just doesn't get it done, man. The long range shot, medium to long range shot is so hard to hit on the Odin because the fire rate's super like clunky and it like jumps around, and give me someone up close with it and that thing smacks. But other than that, it's not really worth running it, guys. Origin 12 right now is probably the most overpowered gun in the game. It can actually one-shot someone if it's like in their chest, direct hit. It is actually dumb. It pretty much kills everyone in 2 shots. Fully automatic. Needs to get nerfed. 100%. So going into Season 6, if they don't touch this, I'll be pretty upset. P90 is going to fall into that B tier. It's actually pretty solid if you guys haven't ran the P90. It is very solid, and its fire rate at a medium to short range is very good, but that up close, you basically have to hit fire with it. If you don't hit a headshot or something and get lucky, it's just not going to get it done. It's a very slow kill time compared to some of the other guns, but like I said, it does do decent at the medium range. Pila, it's gonna have to go down to the F tier. I don't know where else to put all these launchers. You're never gonna run that ever. You see a lot of people run it for some reason. I don't get it. Makes no sense. I can't stand when I kill someone and I'm like, you put a custom Pila in this class? Why? The PKM is a perfect example of a B tier gun. It's good, but it's not great. It'll get the job done if you need it to, like any of these, but I would just say the PKM is a step behind the Bruin, and I don't think they actually have the gun on here. The Finn, I would probably put the Finn in the S tier if that was up to my choice. I think it's better than the Bruin, but it could also fall into the A category as well. The Bison is going to be a D for me. It's not completely awful if you put the right attachments on it because it really doesn't have much kick, but it just kills very slow compared to some of the other submachine guns, so that's where it's going to fall for me. R90 is going to be S tier, guys. It takes about 10 minutes to unlock the R9 with the Dragon Breath rounds. The Dragon Breath rounds makes it the best shotgun in the game compared to the Origin. Those two go hand in hand right now, and if you don't have them unlocked, you're kind of shooting yourself in the leg. Another gun that I'm really, really, really hoping to see a nerf for going into Season 6. It's pretty much OP. The Ram 7 is actually one of my favorite guns in the game. It's very low key, and I think that with the correct attachments on it, remember guys, I've almost done a video on almost all these guns from the C tier up at some point or another. So I love the Ram, and it does need specific attachments to it, but it can do some serious damage, guys. It is a very fast kill time, and that's why it falls into that A category. Renetti Burst is going to go into F. Renetti going to go into F. RPG, this one has a weird spot in this category, I would say, because at the beginning of Warzone, it was 100% S tier. Then they nerfed it, so I would have to say it's definitely viable still, guys, because you can still like one-shot a couple cars here and there, and you just don't see it as much because streamers stopped using it, so a lot of people stopped using it because every once in a while, I'll pick one up because it's ground loot right now, and I will do some work with it. And I think it's very good still. I'm going to put it at C, though, because realistically, you're only going to run that on like a ghost class, or if you're just like a maniac and want to just destroy everything. So it's definitely viable, though. If you watched a video the other day on the M13 one, my buddy Sam shot like 6 rockets in a tent and killed 2 people, and it was hilarious. So it's definitely viable. The Rytek, with the I'm just gonna say the Rytek with the explosive rounds, because if you don't put the explosive rounds on it, you're using the worst sniper in the game. It's okay. I put it at D. It's definitely probably other than the HDR, it's my least favorite sniper in the game. It's kind of dumb that you can like explode cars and stuff with it, but I don't think there's enough situations where it's actually viable to run it because of that. So that's why it's gonna fall into that D tier for me. SA87 is actually going to make it into the C tier for me because of, as a ground loot, it's really good. I love getting it when I'm in like Superstore or something like that. It's super accurate. I've never actually made a custom class of it, but maybe that's something I need to try out. It's got a great iron sight, so might have to try it out, but I'd probably say it falls in the C category just because of the ground loot one's pretty good. Alrighty, so now we have the Scar. The Scar is an interesting gun in Warzone, and it could be an S tier gun, but it has a 30 round mag. So that 30 round mag really brings it down for me, and I'm going to put it at the B category, and some people are going to say that's really high, but with a custom class Scar, it actually kills so fast. The iron sight's great. The attachments work great. Just that 30 round magazine is what's holding it back. I'm telling you, if it had a 60 round or a 50 round magazine, I would run this gun on a consistent basis. But that 30 rounds, it really just doesn't get the job done always. It's got a fast reload time, but that's why it falls into the B category. It's definitely viable if you haven't tried it. The SKS, I'm going to put that at a... There's one that you get on the ground loot that's so good, but I'm still going to put it at D. I don't think it's a viable gun to run as like a main weapon. The ground loot's decent, but you're never going to run it. Another launcher, the Strela, goes down to F because why would you ever use a gun that shoots down helicopters when there's like 4 helicopters on the entire map? Striker, I'm going to put both the Strikers in. Surprisingly, I think I'm going to put this one in the... It's either C or D. Actually, surprisingly, okay. Compared to the Fennec, I would probably put it as a D, actually. I just don't like it very much. It's okay. I made a video on it once, and I have it as a gold weapon. I think it's decent, but it's just... It has a weird fire rate for the type of gun it is. It's like a wannabe UMP from Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2. So, I'm not a huge fan. The Uzi 41 AE. If you don't know what that is, it's like the upgraded bullets for the Uzi. It's actually pretty solid. I'm going to put that as a C tier gun. And the Uzi is going to be a D tier, the regular Uzi. The Uzi 41 AE does high damage. It kills pretty quickly, but that fire rate and like the bounce on the gun is always going to be its downside of the Uzi. Not a huge fan. It's okay. The VLK Rogue is going to fall into the D category for sure. It's just a terrible gun. It shoots a slug and you're never going to use it. The X16 pistol, the pistol that you land with, S tier. No, it's going to be an F because you're never going to use it other than when you land off the rip. So that is my tier list, guys. I want to know what you guys think about this. Did I do a good job? I know some of you guys are probably going to be mad about the HDR ranking if I was going to pick one gun because I know a lot of people love that gun. I just don't love it. But other than that, I was hoping to have a few more A tier guns, but these are the best guns in Call of Duty right now, if you ask me. I would probably put the Finn as an S tier as well. If not, it's an A tier. And I would say these A to S tier guns is what you're going to make your loadout of 90% of the time. These other guns below are more just like fun guns that you want to mess around and make content. If I wasn't a YouTuber, I would probably never use anything below this B tier. I'm going to be completely honest. Maybe the AUG. Maybe I'd move the AUG up to A. It's decent. But other than that, guys, if I was going for like high kill games, consistently playing, these guns right here are where you're going to want to make your classes. And pretty much going into Season 6, you're going to pick an AR, one of these ARs, and you're going to put it with the MP5. Unless the MP5 nerf again, then you'd probably put it with the MP7 or one of these shotguns unless they don't get nerfed. So my expectations going into Season 6, I'm really hoping there's a nerf for these. I'm really hoping the shotguns get nerfed, man. If those don't get nerfed, we are going to have a serious problem, and I can only pray. At least take it away from ground loot, so at least you don't get killed off the rip with someone picking up a shotgun and one-shotting you. But that is my big hope for Season 6. Starts on Tuesday, so in 3 days or so, 4 days, Season 6 is starting. As you know, I'm always excited for a new season. I'll be bringing you guys all the new content, all that stuff. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Like the video and comment below, guys. Let me know how I did. If you guys want me to do this for other seasons, I'll do it again. I appreciate y'all. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and peace.